Hello, friends, and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Linux Tutorial, and here we'll be learning how to use Linux command options. So, just as it is in the other programming languages, including in DOS, when you issue a command in Linux, you usually have the option to use command options. Okay. So most of the commands have options, and whenever you wanted to use an option, you would use a hyphen. Okay, so let's just put this in here. So you use a hyphen before an option, which is in a command, and an option is usually optional. That's why it's called such. And a command can use one or more options. Okay, so just a few rules of thumb, if you may. Okay. Now we will focus on the command called ls, which is list, which we have covered in a previous video because it is probably, maybe not probably, but surely the most frequently used command in Linux. Okay, so let me just paste this in here, and so some Linux command options for the list command. Okay, so for the list command, we've covered this in a video previously, but anyway, because this is a heavily used command, then it might as well learn the options of this. So there are many options to the list command, and these are just some of the more frequently used ones. The -L or -L is long, stands for long, which is gives you a detailed listing of objects, of files and directories. The -A stands for all, so it will show also hidden files. Okay, so hidden files are files that are normally not displayed when you do a listing. Okay, and -T, T for time, what it does is it sorts the output according to the modification time or last update time of that file or directory. And the -R, R meaning reverse order, it is used with -T or alphabetic reverse order. So it could either be used to reverse uh, a sorting according to time, modification time, or it could be used to reverse an alphabetical listing, which is the default sort order. Okay. So first, let me go to the home directory. Okay. We've learned this in a previous video, so we're at the home directory. And I will now use the ls command, the list command, which will list at, or it will show you a listing of directories and or files. So if we execute an ls command without any option, then it will be like this. It will just simply list the object without any details to it. Okay, so we only see one object in this case, which is a directory. I know it's a directory, but you will know it for sure if you do a detailed listing. Okay, so now I'll be using the L option. Okay, so ls-l or -L, up to you. So it will give me the detailed listing of this object. And now I know it's a directory because the first character in that output is a letter D, which means directory. So this is a directory. Okay, so we're now using the option here. This -L, the L is an option. I know it's an option because it is preceded by a hyphen. Okay, so this is an option of the command ls in this case. Okay, now we will do this. Let me just clear the screen. Using two options, each one having a hyphen. Okay, so earlier we used one hyphen. Early at the beginning we used no option. Next is I used one option, the -L, and then now we'll be using two options. But I'm just showing you the variations of typing this command or using the options. In this case, I'm using two options. long and all, but notice that they're in their own hyphens, hyphen L, hyphen A. Okay, so it does what's expected to do. It does a detailed listing, which is, this is detailed. Second is it also, because of the minus A or hyphen A, it also displays hidden files such as this. So a hidden file in Linux is one that begins with a dot. Okay, there's a hidden file. In this case, there's a hidden directory. Hidden, it begins with a dot, and because it starts with a D in the file type, it's a directory. So these are hidden objects. Normally you don't see them. Earlier I issued an ls minus L or hyphen L, and they didn't show up. But now because I use the hyphen A option, then they're showing up. Okay, so next is we'll be doing this. Let me just clear. Using two options, each together. Okay, very confusing English. So using two options, wrong, together in one hyphen. Okay, what do I mean? Earlier we put the two options in respective hyphens, but now instead of saying hyphen L hyphen A, I'm putting them together under one hyphen, hyphen LA, which is an equivalent of the previous command. So it is doing the same thing as the previous one you've seen. Okay, so again, the hyphen denotes that it's followed by one or two options. Okay, so L meaning detailed listing is a detailed listing over here, and the A meaning all means it will also list hidden objects like hidden files such as these, and hidden directories such as these. Okay. Next is we're gonna see the effect of another option. Okay, so we see the effect of the option R, which is reverse. So the command I'm gonna issue is this one, ls minus lar, which is in contrast to this one. Earlier we issued the command ls minus la. I'll just say minus, okay? But here I'm adding the option R, which is reverse. So what it will do is it will reverse the listing of this one. Since this is not based on time, this is based on the alphabetic listing of the file name or directory name. This will be reversed when I introduce the R option. Okay, so now I will execute this. Now, if you compare the two, you notice here that, yeah, the dot and the double dot, which we will still cover in coming videos, but notice here the first file name here after the dots is bash history, and the last is snap. Here it's reversed. The first is snap, and the last is bash history. That's an effect of the R option, which means reverse. Since this is not based on time, there's no T option here, then it is reversing the alphabetical listing of the objects. Okay, that's the effect of the R. Next is this. You'll be using three options. In fact, you can use not just three, you can use many, depending on the number of options available to that command. Okay, so in this case, we're just practicing it on a single command called ls list. So I'll be using, give me a sec, three options on the ls command. So ls hyphen lat. So L for long, A for all, T for time. Again, long means detailed listing. A means it will also display hidden files and directories, if any. And T means it will be sorted according to time, modification time. Okay. So it is long. You can see it's detailed. And it's all because it's showing the hidden files and directories there. And it's also sorted by time. Okay, so if you will notice the previous ones, I cannot scroll it anymore. I've cleared the screen. The earlier sorting is alphabetical listing or sorting of file name or directory name. But here they are sorted by time, modification time. So if you'll see November's 29, so it's from the most recent going backwards. November 29, 26, November 3, October 23, October 16, it's going backwards from the most recent to the oldest. Okay, that's the effect of the option time, T. Now we will see, next is this. You'll see the effect of R being applied to these options. Okay, so right now, the latest one we have used is minus LAT. Next, we'll be adding the R to the mix. So I'll say LS minus LART. Okay, so what will happen is it will reverse the sorting order of this one which is according to time. This is according to time because of the T, but because of the R, it will reverse the sorting order of the time, modification time. Okay, so let's take a look. Here, the first file is called motd shown, and the last is profile. Here is reversed. Profile is the first, and motd shown. Okay, that is the effect of the R, which is reverse. It's reversing the sorting order according to time. Okay. Finally, we'll be using the same options, but scrambling the sequence in the command. Okay. So here we use the options LART. Here, just for fun, I'm reversing them. You can put them in any order, actually, the options. So instead of saying LART, I'm saying TRAL. Actually, you can put it in any sequence. ARLT, ARTL, it doesn't really matter. So what will happen is it will have the same effect and results as the previous one here. Okay, so if you take a good look, it will be the same. Profile, bash RC, same. Profile, bash RC, bash logout cache, landscape, etc. Okay, so in this video, we've learned how we use the command options in Linux, and just basics is you will use the hyphen. An option is, of course, optional for most of the time, but whenever you want to use it, you will begin with a hyphen and then the letter which represents that option. And remember, the options, you can use one or more of them, and you can combine them. You can put them in separate hyphens, but that would be a lot of work. You can put them together also, such as what we're doing in these examples over here. Okay, like here, three options under one hyphen, same thing here. Here I used four. And the good thing is that you have no restriction as in terms of the sequence of using those options. You can scramble them as you want. LART, LATR, AR, LRTA, ARLT, up to you really. So it will have the same effect, okay? Thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the bell. And I'll be seeing you in the next video.